this is Editing Sam here. Realized I did not actually tell you what was going on with this video, but basically what this is it's going to be a reading vlog of the books that were on my TBR for this month, and I'm going to only vlog when I read a book I had on my TBR. So that's my quick little description of this video. Sit back and enjoy. So it is October 9th, and I am officially 108 pages into Ghost Camera by Darcy Coates. This is on my TBR. I didn't do a prompt because I didn't do prompts this month. But this, what I didn't realize is that it's a bunch of short stories, which I should have realized because that's really what it says. But I didn't think about that. But only the first 100 pages were actually Ghost Camera. This one that I'm reading right now is called Payment for the Dead, and it's all about grave robbing. So that's fun. It's very interesting. So yes, I'm enjoying it. I really did like Ghost Camera. I liked that story a lot. I liked the direction it took, and I did like the ending, honestly. I thought that was a good way to do it, and I was satisfied. So there you go. I really liked it. And we're gonna continue the short stories. I did pick up the audiobook of this. It's on Everand, so I'm going to listen to that probably at work tomorrow. And I should hopefully finish this then, which would be my third book this month, but only the first book off of my TBR. Because I'm bad at this part. But yeah, so I am doing this. This is a new video I'm going to try and do, where I'm going to try and do a video for reading books on my TBR, since I've been so bad at that recently. So, well, just in general. It's kind of like my Mood Readers Challenge, where I'm going to try and, as a mood reader, I'm going to actually read my TBR. So we'll see how this goes. I'm excited, but I'm also, like, nervous. We'll see. Alright, that's what I got. I'll talk to you guys later when I finish this book, probably. Right, it is the 12th. It is Saturday the 12th, and I finished Ghost Camera by Darcy Coates. For some reason, it didn't compute to me that this is a series of short stories. It is. It's like 10 or something like that. Oh my gosh. They were so good. They were really good. I don't think I've read a Darcy Coates book before. I have a couple, but I haven't read any yet. I definitely will read more of her stuff now. Like, this was so good. So this book, the main story, Ghost Camera, follows two girls, one who picks up a Polaroid camera while she's at a wedding, actually, out of a lighthouse, and she takes a picture of it, and every time she takes a picture of it, ghosts seem to be moving closer to her in these pictures. There's a whole bunch of other stories in this book, and they're all really creepy and really good, really well done, really enjoyed them. Yeah, 5 out of 5 for this one. So I finished one of the books on my TBR. Look at me go. I don't know what I'm reading next, but I need to go take a shower. Because I just, cleaned out my entire garden. Because it's all dead. I need to put new soil in there for the garlic. I started a book on my TBR because I needed an audiobook, and I was going to listen to one book. I forget which one was going to listen to. What was I going to listen to? The Beating Wings. The Crow Shifter one. What was I going to listen to? I was going to listen to House of Beating Wings, but this one became available on Everand, and I really have been wanting to read this one. So I started The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lindy today, and I am about a quarter of the way through it. I am 92 pages in. I'm really enjoying it so far. This follows Kirst, who is a thief and a very good one, and she is hired to do a job which includes breaking into the house of some rich being, and she is hired to steal something. But in this world, monsters have become things that you see every day. They came to be like decade or something like that a while ago, while she was alive, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, actually, I'm not gonna lie. But monsters came to be, and there has been a monster treaty between the humans and the monsters that implored the monsters that they needed to act in accordance with the human laws, and they have abided by that. But yeah, so she ends up meeting the person that she's supposed to be stealing from, and it turns out he needs her for a job. And yeah, and the story goes from there. It was a very bad summary, I'm sorry. But I'm really liking it so far. Like I said, I'm 94 pages in. This isn't a terribly long book. I think it's 400 pages. 379, my copy is. And so far, so good. I'm really enjoying it. I really love this copy. It's so pretty. This is such a pretty book, honestly. Like, we have pretty end pages, and then we have a really pretty cover. This is the library that she's in at the beginning of the book, where she needs to steal. She needs to steal. I think she's stealing like a ring or something like that. So yes, there's all sorts of different supernatural creatures in this, which is so fascinating to me. I absolutely love this concept. So I'm very intrigued. But yeah, that's where we're at. So I did read something from my TBR recently. Look at me go. I am also reading The Traitor by Ava Glass. I'm enjoying that one. It's a good one, but it is a physical read. I do not have the audiobook for that one, so I am limited in when I can read it. So yes, and I think it's in my bag. I think I'm going to try and read it during lunch tomorrow. But I think this one I could possibly finish in the next 2 days pretty easily. It is the 22nd, and I have barely gotten through any of my TBR. So I've actually barely read any books end of sentence right there this month. So yes, but that's where we're at. All right, that's my update. I'm gonna go do stuff. All right, actually I'm gonna get ready for bed pretty soon. So I'm coming at you with an update for the monthly TBR vlog. Finally, I read another book. I finished The Run in the Holly Library by K.A. Lindy. I enjoyed this book. This book was highly entertaining. It was very well done. It was a lot of fun. I absolutely adored this romance. This romance was so enjoyable. I really enjoyed the development of it over time. It never felt forced, and that it felt really well planned out and all of that. I do think that the fantasy element was also very well done, especially as it started getting explained, because honestly it frustrated me with how much information was just kind of tossed at us at the end. I think that bothered me a little bit. I say that like it bothered me. It didn't bother me. It has me wanting to know more about the world, about the story. I will say this could be a standalone right here. Like, there's conflict at the end, yes, but it's also it's good. Like, it's a very good story. I really enjoyed this story. I'll pick up the next one, yes, when it comes out next June. I did pre-order it. But I think I'm giving this one like a 4 or 4.5, somewhere around there. I haven't decided on like an actual rating yet. I think I have it sitting at a 4 right now. I really enjoyed it. I am a sucker for this kind of mythology as well that's being played with in the story, and I think that mixed with the Beauty and the Beast was a really good way to go. And that right there, I'm very happy about. I'm very excited to see where this series goes. So, book 2 down, and honestly, the book that's catching my attention right now is this one. So I might start this one next. But I also really do need to read Under the Surface, because this is a library book and this one's due and my camera's going to die. So I think I'm going to actually pick this one up now, because this is a library book that I need to read. So we'll do this, because I think this is even due like before the end of the month. So I should get going on that, but Yep. I finished another book this month that was on my TBR. So there we go, another book I own that I've read. I'm happy with that. I have so many books. It's ridiculous. I didn't realize I've read a book by this author before, and I DNF'd it. I only got like 2 chapters in and I didn't like it, unfortunately, but it was because I didn't like the main character. This one I liked a lot better. It was good. I enjoyed it. Somewhere between a 3.5 and 4. That's where we're sitting for this one. Yep. It was good. Enjoyed.
You only do half increments, don't you?
What? I can do quarters.
I know you can. I just don't. I don't think I've ever heard you do.
I do. You're fine. You're gonna knock my camera over. You break this camera, you buy me a new one. I'll have a summary and thoughts later when I have time to think and I have combed my hair. the process of reading 2 books, as you've seen on my TBR. I have Spookily Yours by Jennifer Chipman and The Traitor by Ava Glass. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about those two. But first, let's talk about this one, Under the Surface by Diana Urban. I had forgotten. I think I mentioned this earlier. I started Lying in the Deep by Diana Urban. I DNF'd it. But that's because I didn't like the main character. I didn't like her attitude. I didn't like how she treated life. I didn't like her, period. And so anything she did, I got annoyed. So I recognized that wasn't a good way for me to read that book, so I didn't read it. But this one is such an interesting concept. This follows Ruby, who is a senior in high school, and she has basically decided she has this YouTube channel that it's like she wants to make it into a travel YouTube channel, which I get it. I wanted one of those as well. I just never traveled enough because travel is expensive. But she travels with her senior class. Some students from that class, like it sounds like the people who do really well in French and raise money, they were able to go on a class trip to Paris. And like this first night, her best friend Val meets this guy in Paris and decides she's gonna go off and go to a party with this guy. And Ruby, being a good friend, decides, no, I'm gonna go stop her because otherwise, like, what might happen to Val? Like, something might happen to Val. Like, I should go get her. This is a foreign country. Like, shouldn't do that. And also, don't do that. She's a senior in high school. Yeah, don't do that. And ends up getting 2 other girls who are also, end up following them out to this party. It was very interesting, and the story kind of goes from there as they follow this boy into the catacombs. And that's where the story starts, really. The other point of view is also Sean, who is one of Ruby's best friends, but they also, both really like each other, but neither of them will admit it, kind of thing. It's your typical high school for that. But I will say the thriller aspects of this were very well done. For a YA, it was very good. This is definitely reads YA, definitely YA, and would highly recommend it for anyone who enjoys YA, enjoys thrillers. I did predict the twists and turns of this one, but I also stayed up until 1:30 in the morning reading it. So, I can't say it was bad, because it wasn't bad at all. It was a good book. And I'm trying not to get glare on it. I'm having a really hard time, I'm sorry. But also, this cover is really cool. You got one person running up here, one person running in here, and there's a skull. It's really a cool concept. I liked all the details that she threw in. Honestly, I love this as a YA book. I think this is the epitome of what I want in a YA thriller, and I really loved it for that. I think I ended up giving this a 3.75. I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, so that's where that one is. Honestly, I thought it was good. Yeah. I did also land on a final rating. I'm so out of it. A final rating for Wren in the Holly for the Wren in the Holly Library. I am giving it a 4.25. I really enjoyed it. I do plan on continuing on with the series. I already talked about that one a little bit. Now let's jump into The Traitor by Ava Glass. I am not very far. I'm on chapter 7. Which is page 55 of this. I stopped at page 50. That's weird. Anyway, so I'm on page 55 of this book. This is a sequel to Codename Emma, and this is basically a 007 story, but make it a mid-20s female. And she's against Russian spies in the UK. It's very interesting. It's very fun. I do like the direction this one is headed so far. I do also have a copy of the third one, which I am very excited to read this whole trilogy. I really love the first one, and what I've gotten so far in this one, I am also thoroughly enjoying. So I am very happy with this one. In this series, we follow a British spy named Emma Makepeace. That is the name she has chosen for herself once she has gone into this program, who is given the task of figuring out why an MI6 agent is found dead inside of his suitcase. And that is all I know so far. And basically she's called to this scene, this this MI6 agent is found dead in his suitcase and she needs to figure out what happened. So I'm super intrigued by this one. I really love this kind of story. It's just something that appeals to me. It always has. So, yeah. And she's going to be on a yacht. I also know that. That's what I know. Also, there's a yacht in the front. So, there we go. But I'm intrigued. All right. Let's talk about Spookily Yours. Spookily Yours is the first book in the Witches of where are they at? Pleasant Grove. The Witches of Pleasant Grove. And since I've seen the second one, I do know a little bit of spoilers because the second one follows characters that we've met in this one. I am like 66 pages. I am 75 pages into this book. I am 75 I am 75 pages into this book. This, I have a feeling, is going to be one of those palate cleanser books for me. It's a good story. It is amusing. It is a fun story. So basically, we follow Willow, who is a witch of Pleasant Grove, and she is in search of a familiar, and she goes to the animal shelter, and she finds this black cat, and she feels an instant connection to this black cat and ends up taking him home. It turns out this black cat is a demon named Damien. And Damien is the... what does he call himself? He's the bastard child crown prince of the demon realm. He's the bastard prince of the demon realm. There we go. And he's interesting. He's a romance demon prince. He has been sent to the human realm in order to find someone. We don't really know the details yet. We haven't gotten those from him, but all he wants to do now is spend time with Willow. And all she wants to do is spend time with him, but she's also trying to help her sister. She's got her own stuff to deal with, and he's got things to deal with. It's good. I'm going to be frankly honest. This book is not one I'm going to be... This is not a book I'm reading for the content itself. I'm reading it because it's a Halloween romance and it's Halloween season. And this very much is a Halloween romance book. Yes. Is the writing groundbreaking? No. It's honestly a little bit choppy. It feels a little bit like it could use some polishing, but honestly, it's good. It's a good story. It's entertaining. I am intrigued by it. Like, in the past hour, I think I've read 75 pages. So I really can't say bad about this one. It's a short book. It's I think my copy is 230 pages, including the preview of the next book. So, yes. I think it's good. I'm enjoying myself. I'll probably read it quite quickly. But I have a feeling Jennifer Chipman is going to be one of those, like, palate cleanser reads for me, which is completely fine. I do need those. And it's a cute story. It's a cute story. So, yes. Anything groundbreaking? No. But is it fun? Yes. Yes. All right. So that's where we're at. Okay. And we'll be back. I finished Spookily Yours by Jennifer Chipman. This is a short one. I'm giving it a 3.25. I think a 3 or a 3.25. It was entertaining. It was a fun story. I liked our characters. But in good conscience, I can't give it more than that. It was very insta-love, very insta-lust. I know it's the fated mates trope, and it very much felt like that. But there's some part of it that just, like, it felt like I never really fully got to know the characters. They were just in love with each other. And that was it. And I know that Willow is supposed to be an older sister, and I never really got that feel from her as an older sister. And Damien's supposed to be the younger brother, and I almost got an older brother feel from him. So I almost got him reversed from my personal experiences. But that doesn't say much. But as an older sister who is engaged to a younger brother, like, that's where my thoughts come from. But I will say it was a good book. It was entertaining. This is definitely going to be like kind of a palate cleanser type of book for me, and I have a feeling that her books are going to be like that, which is fine. I thought the writing was a little bit choppy, not gonna lie, but I still enjoyed the concept of the story and the story itself. I think it was pretty well done. And I enjoyed myself while I was reading it. I really did. The spicy scenes spiced. I haven't read enough spicy scenes to really like grade a spicy scene, if you will, but it did feel a little bit repetitive after a couple times, so I will say that. And it had to suspend my belief on a couple things, which is just how it goes. But overall, it was good. I'll read more of her books. It wasn't anything to write home about for me, but it was still an enjoyable read. So, yay. I don't know what I'm reading next, but it's the 30th, so I don't know if I'll get another book fully read by the end of the month. That's on my TBR. I'm going to try, but I also have 2 projects, like parts of projects due on Monday, like on the 4th. So, we'll see. I don't know that I'll actually get it done. But yeah. That's my update, and I'm really, really warm right now, so I'm gonna go turn the heat off because it's been either 30 degrees Fahrenheit or 80, and it's been jumping back and forth, and it's really obnoxious. So, we've had 2 frosts, and it was 80 degrees yesterday. Yeah, gotta love the Midwest weather. Alright, I will talk to you later. It is now November, and let's do a really quick wrap up of the books that I read for my TBR this month. Not just like all month, but just from the TBR. I kind of decided to do this video because I've come to the realization that whatever I put on my TBR, I am not reading. I'm just not reading them. And I like to blame it on the fact that I'm a mood reader, which I very much am, but I don't read the books on my TBR, and I really should do that. So let's go through the ones that I managed to read in the month of October. If you like this video, subscribe. I think I'm going to try and do one of these a month. Let me know if you find this interesting or not. The first book that I finished on my TBR was Ghost Camera by Darcy Coates. This is a series of short stories, the first of which follows a girl who finds a Polaroid camera in a lighthouse during a wedding, and each time she takes a picture with it, it shows her ghosts, and that's where the story starts. This is a series of short stories that is the main one at the beginning. It's about 100 pages of this book. I ended up really enjoying this book, honestly. It took me a couple days to get through, but it's because I listened to the audiobook, and I ended up rating it a 4.75, so that was pretty good. The next one that I finished was The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lindy. I ended up giving this one a 4.0. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought that it just needed something. I think I wanted a bit more fantasy from it. I wanted a bit more action-y stuff from it. I wanted more development. It felt like this world was a bit underdeveloped, especially the second half. And I am curious enough to want to read the next book. I have actually pre-ordered it, so I am excited to read the next one, but it just didn't quite hit home for me, honestly. I also finished Under the Surface by Diana Urban. I just had to return that one to the library again. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 3.75. This was exactly what I wanted from a YA thriller. Although for me it was predictable and I wasn't terribly surprised by most of it. I was surprised by a couple little aspects, but overall, not a surprising book for me, but thoroughly enjoyable. I really liked the setting, and I enjoyed our characters, honestly. They felt realistic, so that was also good. The last book that I finished on my TBR was Spookily Yours by Jennifer Chipman. I ended up giving this one a 3.0. I ended up down to my rating a little bit. I'm sorry. But this one ends up getting a 3.0 from me. The story was there. It was interesting. It was insta-love, insta-lust, fated mates, but it also lacked a little bit of development, and I wish we had a bit more of that. I think also this was a delve into writing something new, and I'm very curious to see how this develops because I have seen that the author does plan on writing more books in this series following other witches that we got slight glimpses of in this one, and I'm not sure how we're going to get glimpses of in the next one since it doesn't even take place in the same area. So I'm curious. I am intrigued to see where this goes. But this one just was a little bit of a miss, but I did enjoy my time reading it, so a 3.0. And then I also started The Traitor by Ava Glass. I did not finish it. I did not get any further in it. I am still sitting at about 55 pages into this book. I still really liked it, and when I get some time, I will sit down and actually finish it, because I did enjoy what I read. And I enjoyed the first book in this series, so I have no doubt that I will enjoy the second and the third as well. But that's it. Of the like 8 or so books that were on my October TBR, I managed to read this. So this is why I'm trying to do this vlog, to hold myself accountable to actually read the books I say I'm going to. We'll see how it goes over the next couple months. I am motivated right now to do it, but I am still in school, so we'll see. That's my wrap up to this video. Let me know what you think. I enjoy doing this, honestly. And I have to say, I'm glad that I at least read some of them, because this is better than other months where I have read none of the books on my TBR. Like, that's not okay. I really need to get back into better habits of actually reading the books that I say I'm going to and the books that I do want to read, because I did enjoy these books. Were they my favorite? No, but I did enjoy them. But that's what I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it helps me out when you do. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, keep reading, and keep moving forward. Bye!